Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had that doña that makes those bomb-ass chilaquiles, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have her smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following and newest patrons. Albert 12, Valentine, Soulstar LA, John Wick, Marshall, Brenda, my tocayo Hector, Coach Ken, Miguel L, AI Vega, Theo, Claudia, Miguel, let our actions lead others to Christ, Big Bad 48, Nova, Jack, Linda, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Chevelle 66, Abuelita's Journey, and Douse Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, you do not want to be missing out. Make sure you hit that link in the description below. This episode right here, man. Power vacuums. Well, that was like a blowing and a sucking sound, right? This ain't Sacramento. This is that prison guard channel. Power vacuums. What is it? What does it look like? Hector, have you ever been a part of one or experienced one in your time in the California Department of Corrections where you did 16 years as an officer, a sergeant, and a lieutenant? Yes. This is a power vacuum. Anybody who's anybody knows the drug cartels down south, right? You got the Sinaloa cartel, you got the other ones, right? When the head honcho of that organization goes down or gets captured, killed, whatever, that creates a power vacuum. Keep making the wrong fucking sounds. Don't trip. I'm not known for my sound effects, right? So, people are going to be fighting for power. Power vacuums are violent. Power vacuums are extremely violent. That's when you see all the wars down south. Okay, now that we've established what the hell a power vacuum is, let me tell you how I seen them go down on blue side and on green side. Yeah. Hey, man, humans, there has to be something said, man. The more I step away from the department, the more I'm gathering insight. Like, there's definitely like similarities there between green and blue when it comes to the, let's say, shenanigans. When it comes to operating, right? Centinela State Prison, 2008, 2009. Alpha Yard, level 3 GP. You never hear me talk about like level 3s, like, oh, Hector, come on, why are you leaving us out? We're still down with the business. Yeah, they are, for sure. Level 3s in the California prison system are no joke, right? The politics are different. You do not see as much stabbings, right? For me to say stabbings on level 3s are non-existent would be not accurate. As a matter of fact, they just killed that rapper on a level 2 or level 1. Stabbings will happen wherever. I'm just saying that on a level 3 GP, it's mostly going to be the fist fights and those big ass state-issued brown boots getting kicked to the dome. Boom, boom, by the numbers, right? What I would see at times was they refer to them as cars, right? Ranflas. Southsiders, Sureños. You would have a San Diego car, which are inmates from the San Diego area, and the LA, Los Angeles car. Right? Inmates from the Los Angeles area. At times during that time period, because I was new, man. I had 2 years in the department, 2-year wonder. I just seen a bunch of inmates fighting. I don't know. It was my partner schooling me, right, putting me up on game as to why they were fighting like that. Like, oh, LA, there's a IE, Inland Empire thing going on right now. IE, San Diego, LA. Fighting for dominance, fighting for power. So you would see power vacuums. Maybe I hate using the word shot caller, right? Shot caller is such a Hollywood term, but in essence, that's what it is, right? It's a key holder, a llavero. That's so if one shot caller from one area came, at times it would cause or came or left or got removed, right? Removed the good old fashioned way, it would cause a disruption to the current program, right? Same thing as a drug cartel getting removed from their position. It would cause a disruption to the program. In turn, now you got people trying to fight for power. Power is the similarities between green and blue. It's the power that is dangerous. So I seen the cars between the Southsiders, right? The Sureños. I want you to think of the Italian mob, right? The Italian mafia. If you guys have ever watched The Sopranos, I did. I watched the whole thing from start to finish one time. It's a good show. You will see that in The Sopranos, there's mob members that tell. There's mob members that fall out of graces with their fellow peers, right? In turn, if that were to happen, right, that would create a power vacuum. That would create a power vacuum because you're removing a position of power, a person here that has their subordinates, right, the people beneath them executing what they're executing. You've now removed that. Boom. So now everybody's going to fight for that seat, for that power. That creates a power vacuum. Power vacuums are violent, extremely violent. I'm talking about compared to a regular day-to-day operation, you're going to have your violence on a regular day-to-day operations. Stabbings, removals, riots, race riots, just 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, 100 on 100. Yeah, that's like actually gets more than that. You could have at one point you could have like 300 inmates fighting 300 inmates. It's a mess. But the power vacuums were extra violent. That's another way. Donovan Alpha Yard and Donovan Bravo Yard flipped from one was general population, the other one was SNY. They flipped them. Well, what that created was, you're disrupting the program. Different races, different ethnicities, right? I've seen what happens when you have too much of one race on a yard, too much of one race in a building, too much of one race in a dorm. For me, green, that wasn't a good thing. I'll tell you right now, straight up. Which is kind of crazy because they're like, I always hear like, hey, Hector, do you think Sacramento administration purposely creates fights to keep them fighting? In this case, with me personally speaking, call it what you want to call it. I would not want to be in a gym full of one race because I've been in gyms full of different races. I'm talking about every person in that was the same, either Mexican, either black, right? Well, I've never been in a gym full of whites or a gym full of others. So either all Mexicans or all blacks. Here we go. Maybe it's a numbers thing, right? It's clearly a numbers thing. That attention is on the cops, man. That attention is on the green. You be having the inmates smoking weed in crack alley, tattooing, be mad dogging me, right? The cops. When I was new. They didn't know what I was about. So they're just gonna be mad dogging, right? not that I'm about anything, right? But you get it. So yeah, that was not a cool feeling. I'm like, man, they sure don't like us around here, partner. Partner, wake up. They're mad dogging us, right? So when you add that extra spice, right? When you add the extra races, they have to focus on each other. and including us, right? But they're it's not 100% on green, which is a good thing. I didn't like that feeling of being fucking targeted, right? Or the perception of being targeted. All eyes on me, Tupac. So I've seen it where you have all blacks on a yard, all blacks on a yard, majority. Right? I'm talking about 85%, damn near close to 90%. And then you have some Mexicans, some whites, and some others. Well, what that happens is, you guys know in California, it's not racist to the point, well, it's not racist. It's segregated amongst themselves, right? Ain't nobody in there screaming white power, KKK. And I can't be saying this kind of stuff on YouTube, right? But they're definitely separated by race. You have tables, concrete tables, you have handball courts, you have a sets of pull-up bars. All these are territories. All these are self-designated territories amongst the inmate population. I'm sure the state just put it out there and said, hey guys, have at it. But they said, no, this table right here is for the Mexicans. They said, the inmates, this table right here is for the whites. This inmate right here, this table right here is for the blacks, right? This handball court, this side, for the Mexicans. For sure, in the buildings, housing units, if you guys didn't already know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 showers in a 270 design. You got the lower A, upper A shower, lower B. Those showers are segregated by race, for sure. You have 4 payphones in a housing unit. 2 on this side of the building, 2 on this side. Those payphones are segregated by race, right? When we would sign them up for the phone list, as an officer, you're in the building, you phone list, sign up, come to the podium. You got a big ass line of inmates. Hey, what slots open? CO. Oh, right here, man. Check it out. Cool. Can I sign up my cellie? You know, you're not supposed to be doing that yet, but what's up? I got him right here. Don't trip. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of right. Sometimes this is kind of a little extra. I didn't want to be disrespectful because, you know, sometimes you don't know what race they are. Kind of very close, right? So I'm like, hey, B phone? No, CO, A phone. Oh, yeah. Just testing you, my boy, right? Just testing you. So, oh, and the reason for that is because the phones are being monitored, right? You'll hear it. Will you accept a collect call from Smiley? This is a recorded telephone call from a California state prison inmate, whatever. Boom. So it's being recorded, right? So when you could hear him like, send that guy to Brazil. Send that guy to Brazil. I heard that before. Oh my God. Right? Send that guy to Brazil. So that creates a power vacuum when you have all one race on a yard and then another race comes on, like numbers, right? The numbers just start coming in. As far as I'm concerned, as a lieutenant, a sergeant, or an officer, we have no say in who comes to the yard, right? We're not going to be like, oh, hey, Captain, woo, man, we sure could even out the odds over here. It's kind of like, hey, whoever gets classified endorsed from other prisons would land there, right? Eventually, you'll see the numbers. The inmate themselves see the numbers. They're like, they're not dumb. They're not blind. They're not robots. They're like, okay, we see what's going on here. Now they're fighting for tables. Tables! Now they're fighting for pull-up bars. I didn't say there was a set of pull-up bars for the different races. Now they're fighting for the handball court. Now they're fighting for this. Now they're fighting for that. You see how that works? So, power vacuums amongst green. I've already talked about cars as well. When a warden comes in, he brings his little minions. And my dad used to put me up on game like that. Hey, heck, you already know what time it is. He used to tell me, like, hey, be careful of those management positions. Meaning that, like, somebody does you a favor and brings you into a good spot, but with the good weekends off, good days off, weekends, and good shift. The problem with that is they can move you at any time. Hey, bitch, get out of here. And that happens more so now. Do not take a management spot at Donovan. I'll tell you that much right now. Wow. As opposed to a post and bid. You guys want to know what Green does? Every 3 years, the staff members go up to the front of the staff entrance, right, where your loved ones come in through visiting, get processed in. And they have a big old board. You have time frames. Hey, I want to bid for this, right, based on seniority. Well, fuck, I wasn't able to bid for like till 8 years in because all the spots had run out of the board. There was no more spots to bid for. Of course, I get thrown to the wolves. Boys always getting thrown to the wolves, right? Wolf pack. Anyhow, I don't know why I said that. Real quick, I just remembered. Shout out to the homegirl from RJD. Talking to her yesterday. She said, give me a shout out. Here it is, right? So those are power vacuums, right? And that's how even that could work. Hey, I like this person. We're cool. Wherever I go, you go. And that happens a lot. You'll see a captain go this way, bring their little minions. You'll see a lieutenant go this way, bring their little minions. I'm not calling that chick a minion. I'm just saying that's how it looks, right? Don't trip, right? I actually, and this is good because I've been talking about the crisis response team. I've been going in sequence. If you watch all my videos, they're in sequence. The crisis response team, SWAT team of the prison. I, so to say, became the commander through a power vacuum. Through a power vacuum. The previous one had something going on, whatever he had going on, right? Was no longer in that position. Boom, an opening came up. Woof. Against what I wanted, right? I'm going to get you how to survive a power vacuum. I turned down that spot. Well, I turned it down twice. The third time I had to say yes, right? Or they were going to chop off my head. That's how it works. So I turned down the crisis response team commander position twice. The third time I knew better than to sign my own death warrant, right? How to survive a power vacuum. Green side, blue side. Stay out the way. Stay out the mix. Don't get involved. Don't politic. Don't raise your hand. Don't. You start doing that, man, because regardless if your intentions are good, people hate, man. People are vindictive. People are jealous. People don't like. They see you take something that they thought that they had coming. They're gonna come out. You now became a bad guy, an enemy in their list. You now became an enemy in their book. Oh, this guy's trying to take mines. No, motherfucker, I don't even want it to begin with. Get the fuck out of here, right? So that is power vacuums. Interesting, right? Message for today. The message for today, I kind of already touched on it, is power vacuums, man. Just let me tell you something about power, right? There's a quote that I keep hearing from you guys, absolute power corrupts. I have seen power and greed destroy more people. It's up there. It is up there. It's almost like they lose their damn minds. They lose their damn minds, right? The hunger, they're blinded. They're blinded by the title. They're blinded by the position. They're blinded by the status. They will salivate. They will go to any length to try to obtain that. And that creates a lot of chaos, drama, violence. You guys know that my channel's called That Prison Guard. It's not called that former correctional lieutenant. I never once used my rank, ever, or my title for personal gain or to even try to flex on anybody. Is there a lot of people that do? Too many. It's disgusting, right? So it's not, just remember, man, your title doesn't make you at the end of the day. It's how you treat people, right? And how you conduct yourself. That's it. Keep pushing forward.